So we're here with David Mitchell, Artistic Director for All in Act Theater, as well as Director for the upcoming production of Death and Maiden. Let's start with telling us a little bit about the show.
Well, I came across the show in the early 90s, actually, and I was fascinated by the intense drama of the question that is asked is, if you had come across or suspected that you had found the man who tortured you, how far would you go to find out the truth? And the show is actually based on a real grounded circumstance of the playwright was in exile from Chile after Pinochet took over. And when the democratic body resumed government, he was asking himself the question of what happened to the torture victims that survived the former regime. They had put together a committee to investigate those that had died, but and only those who had died. And the people who had committed these crimes were never punished, they were never charged, but they did conduct this huge investigation. And the show explores the feelings of those who did not get a voice, those who survived that did not get to take part in that investigation.
So this show is a little bit more visceral, a little bit more intense, and a little bit more graphic than other productions that might normally be done or seen at All in Act. Why this show?
When you think about what our country's been through in the past couple of years and what we've all experienced from the war in Afghanistan, the Gulf War, the acts of terrorism on our own country, and just the history of violence in general, the history of regime overthrow and totalitarianism, I really wanted to investigate the question, because these questions I'm sure are being asked today, not only in our own country but in other countries. What about the people that we don't hear from? I think that's a very human element, and it doesn't matter whether you're a victim of terrorism, if you're a victim of rape, if you're a victim of any kind of violent crime. I'm sure these are very human issues that everyone can relate to.
So what were some of the particular challenges in doing this production?
Having both interior and exterior lighting. We have two different light boards going on at the same time. A lot of sound effects. It is a lighting challenge for us. The set itself sort of transforms near the end of the show. I won't give anything away. And we have a very small space. Our stage is only 18 by 29. So finding ways to design a set that would incorporate all those elements and to convey the mood and the feeling and the location of the show, I think were the biggest challenges.
So what do you hope those that are involved with it, both in an artistic sense and those that come to see the production, will take out of it?
Well, I hope we have I'm sure we have challenged our actors to reach a new level of depth, and it's a very intimate show. There's only 3 characters in it. We have the wife who was a victim, the accused, and her husband. If you've ever been in a small cast show, there's no one else to walk on and save you when the 3 of you are on stage by yourself. And there's a physical challenge for Larry Lewis because he's tied up and gagged most of the show. There is a lot of choreographed stage violence. There is blank gunfire. So actor safety has been a major factor. And from the audience, I'm hoping that they teeter on the brink of how they feel about these characters. Is he really the tormentor? Is she really the victim? And to probably identify more with the husband as to whether his wife is crazy or whether this guy is evil.
Well, thank you so much. We're all excited to see it.
Alrighty, thank you very much.